I think it's Yogi Berra who said, thank you for making this celebration necessary. Thank you. Thank all of you. Thank everybody here. It is a great morning. I mean, what a beautiful day. It's got to be one of the prettiest days in the state and in the year so far. It's just absolutely spectacular. So I think we're all feeling quite a bit of excitement about the day, about what it's like to be here, and of course, being here at the Eshelman School of Pharmacy in this celebratory moment is something very special. I was thinking back, I think it was December 3rd, that's not very long ago, when we got together to celebrate another milestone when we were celebrating the amazing gift from Dr. Eshelman, and we were meeting over in Kerr Hall. And at that time, I think all of us had a sense that this was a real moment in history. Dr. Eshelman was giving a gift that was going to help transform the way a school deals with its entrepreneurial work, but it could only work in a place that was already working in that direction. It was one of those leveraging gifts that takes advantage of all the great things happening and then says, we're going to do it at an accelerated pace. But even at that moment, as much as we were all excited about it, I don't think we could have actually predicted how fast and how enormously active that gift would prove to be. And as we were standing up there celebrating it, I was also acutely aware that this was a transformative moment for the entire University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And I do just want to thank Dr. Eshelman again for that vote of confidence. It meant the world to everybody. And what's wonderful about some gifts of generosity is that they do have a lot of immediate impact that's used for good, but what they say to an entire community about the belief in the people of that community, about the importance of the impact of that work, that's a legacy that goes far beyond what the immediate gift is. It's something that is really fundamental, and I think you reinforced for everybody at this entire university that we are here to serve in the public good in ways that will have real impact and real meaning. So I just want to start by saying that. I remember that day very well, and that enormous cake and all the smiling people, but it was fantastic. And of course, that was an investment in this wonderful school. And here we have so many people here who we'd like to really honor and recognize. But it was a time when this school was already outstanding. We're not talking about something that was coming from down here to up here. It was a masterful and very powerful institution. It was already, because of all the work of the faculty and the staff and the students here, already doing a great job. Even when NIH funding was flat, this school was increasing its grants and contracts by more than $20 million. It was a school on the move with this incredible exclamation point that, oh, I guess I should use a symbol, a catalyst symbol or something. This was that wonderful catalyst symbol that we're celebrating today. And of course, we're getting to celebrate the pretty exciting announcement that the Eshelman School of Pharmacy has achieved the #1 ranking U.S. News and World Report. So let's give a big shout out for that. We all know those rankings don't come easily, and they don't change very often. So this one really is a recognition of all the work that people do here. I want to start by thanking some of the people that are in the audience. I know we have some Board of Trustees here. I see several. Could you mind standing and have everybody see? We have members of the board that are here. Thank you. I know we have pharmacy board members and supporters. Could I ask all the pharmacy board members to stand who are here? Please. Thank you. We all know how important those boards are for our leaders. It makes such a difference to have you here. Now I'd like all the faculty and the staff and the students, our real assets, if you could all make clear who you are. You can jump, do whatever you are. I want to thank you. Woo! This is really about your work, and you are the reason that we're celebrating today. You know, this school also serves as a real model for the rest of the university. We have an amazing university with outstanding schools, and there are some ways that we all look really to this school for examples of how to really come together as a community and to really see things work in a very innovative way. There's been growth in enrollment. I know the research ranks #2 in federal funding, and it's not the largest of the schools. It has you have programs in global innovation and entrepreneurship, and I think what we all look at is how much this institution builds on collaboration and interdisciplinary work. You can't do the work that you're doing without being a part of that. I'm always impressed with the extent to which all of our biomedical schools work together, and increasingly also work with our law school, with our business school, and arts and sciences. This is such a university where interdisciplinary is brought to bear, where the expertise is used to really solve important problems. And I think we look at the collegiality in this school and the way all of you work together and across boundaries as a real model. And that helps it really be an example of university-wide importance, and we really celebrate that today. I think it's also been recognized in our legislature. The work that's done here, the reaching out to the community, the service, is really important in our commitment to stay a great public university with a true global good in our minds. And so I think this is another aspect that's very characteristic here. I've been very excited about the innovations in education. This is a major research powerhouse, no doubt, but this is also leading the way for new educational ideas. I think I was invited not that long ago to see the big rollout of what was being planned here, and I'm sure you'll hear more about that, but active learning in the classroom, direct patient care experiences, and taking students quicker, earlier, faster, and more frequently into the research enterprise so that they understand from the ground up what is actually happening in the development of pharmacy and pharmaceutical research. I also was very impressed by the satellite campus in Asheville. That again was one of my earlier trips there, and to find that the students that participate in Asheville feel just as connected to this institution as if they were right here on campus is an extraordinary accomplishment and another model for us in a way that we can really look forward. We have the new engineered PharmD curriculum that I think is coming out that has all of this. So it's very, very exciting for us as an institution to see that. There's also another area that I think is important, and I mention these because these are all being recognized in that #1 ranking. I mean, you don't get a #1 ranking because just of your research. It is really, are you pulling together all the pieces of a great school? I think it's exciting to see the academy that was created within the school to nurture faculty educators and professional and postgraduate learning. You know, this idea that we are much more than the years that a student is here, that we have impacts that last throughout their professional career. I also happened to again be in London when you were about to announce. I think I've been following the pharmacy school around. Wherever they go, I start going there too, to see the Pharm Alliance partnership with University College London and Monash University. Again, another really outstanding global partnership. Again, an example for the whole university to emulate. And that follows with the Global Scholars Program and many more. But I think come back to the state reach. That is important because we are dedicated to doing things in the public good, and the extent to which this school seeks to have a positive impact on the state by improving health care, by improving people's quality of life, saving jobs and creating jobs and saving lives is right at the core. It's right at the heart of our mission. And that, of course, is being fostered by the Eshelman Institute for Innovation. This is the idea that is already producing results just a little bit over a year after we made the announcement. The young innovators, the different awards, the grant process. I mean, every time I get together with Bob, I hear yet another story about the amazing ideas and the way people are working together and using this potential to really accelerate their research in fantastic ways. So I think that's very exciting to us. And of course, it's bringing in additional grants. Every time you have a good idea, other grants follow. So we're seeing that wonderful leveraging effect. I know that's something that Dr. Eshelman believes in, and I think it leverages human potential, but it also leverages more dollars. So I think we really like the fact that that's happening. Wonderful partnerships with UNC hospitals to improve the work of the interdisciplinary teams. Again, I think is another example that is used by schools around the country. I think that's something that we'll be hearing much more about. And I think our hope is that these efforts, that many of them take place in North Carolina, but also take place around the nation and increasingly around the world, will have that leveraging effect that is really going to change lives. So it is a wonderful day. I'm just so pleased to be here with you to celebrate not only the #1 ranking, but really the amazing work that is done by everyone in this wonderful school in service to so many other people that I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. And now it's my pleasure to introduce two people that absolutely do not need introduction in this wonderful place. I'm going to introduce Dean Bluen and Dr. Eshelman, who will give their remarks. But I think I just want to say this, and this is very much from the heart. You know, I've had the chance to watch both of them in action, in the way they deal with people that they work with, the ideas. I've been able to see Dr. Eshelman also think about strategic planning and how you drive an entire state forward. But there's nothing more fun than seeing the two of them together. This is a real team. This is real teamwork. The respect, the excitement, the way they come together to really always look 2, 3, 4 steps higher is such a pleasure. So it is going to be a great honor to turn it over first to Dean Bluen and then to Dr. Eshelman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Folt. First of all, I want to thank all of you for being a part of this celebration. I was told many months ago that we don't celebrate enough here. And I think as we look back at the last couple of years, we've had a chance to celebrate quite a bit. I was thinking about the way we might be able to save some money, though, for this celebration. And you know, on December the 3rd, 2014, we had this wonderful celebration to announce the $100 million gift that Dr. Eshelman bestowed upon this school. And so I figured that we could just take all the things that we had 100 and put a decimal point between the 1 and the 0, and we would save a lot of marketing, particularly for the many cookies that we had still remaining from the last celebration. This is truly an incredible day, I think, for our school. Dr. Eshelman would come a long way from our first meeting in Trailer 41. And I reflect often on that meeting, but you know, Dr. Eshelman gave me some words of advice on that day, and I have tried to live that advice, you know, as dean of this school. The first piece of advice was to totally commit yourself to excellence. Don't settle for less. And I think that has served us well as a school, not just within the realm of one domain, like research. It would be easy, relatively easy for us to be all in towards the commitment of excellence around research. But that wasn't what he was asking us to do. He was asking us to be committed to excellence across the entire mission of our school. To be great at more than one thing. To be great at our professional and our graduate education mission, which is so important to us as a school. To be great in terms of our engagement of the community, particularly the impact that we might be able to have on practice, on care, at a time when healthcare is so rapidly changing and the need for a new kind of healthcare professional is right in front of us, and to respond to that challenge, and to be committed to excellence in everything we do related to research. And implied in what he was saying to me was that at the end of the day, we are here to serve. And we must be dedicated to serve at the highest possible level. Because at the end of each aspect of that service is a patient. We are not in a business of producing widgets. We are in the business of caring for people. And we must always remember that. So whether or not we are training that next generation of pharmacists to do important team care associated with an important critical disease, or whether or not we are a scientist working in the lab thinking about the cure for that disease, we must engage that work with the highest level of purpose and commitment towards excellence. And only if we do that will we expect the opportunity to have days like today. The other thing that he advised me to do is to hire the best talent and retain the best talent. And I think about that a lot because we do a lot of hiring within this organization. And I think we as an organization commit a great deal of time and energy to make sure that not only do we hire the best, but we retain the best, and that we are committed to making sure that that commitment to excellence at the point of hire is also at the point of continued development. Also implied in that, make sure that you surround yourself with best people, is not only faculty, staff, but also our students. And I can tell you that as being a dean here for the last 13 years, the thing that I have enjoyed the most is my opportunity to interact with our professional and our graduate students, and how excited and how committed they are to the ideals that I think we all espouse, that commitment to excellence. One of the promises that I make to our students, and I also try to make this to our alumni, that with each passing year, this school will elevate the value of their degree. And I think that we have stayed true to that promise, and we hope that our students will appreciate that moving forward. With each class, though, I ask something of our students, and I challenge them that if you're going to be here, you need to do two things. You must figure out a way to take full advantage of this incredible university. That we have the fortune of being around some of the most gifted and talented people across so many different disciplines. And all you have to do is walk up and down Columbia Street, and you know that you are in a realm of health sciences schools that are second to none in the world. And what an opportunity for our students to have a chance to interact with that gifted faculty. And the other thing that I ask of our students is, make sure you leave this place better than you found it. Commit within yourself to give something back to the school while you are here. And if you do that, when you leave here, the probability is that you're going to do remarkable things that so many of our students have. And our reputation and this ranking is so much dependent upon the work that our students do, not while they're here, but when they leave us and go off into the world and do so many wonderful, wonderful things. It's that distinction that brings credit to us as an organization. So it's just a remarkable day for me, to be here. I look out at this audience right now, and I see what really makes a great university, a great school. It's not shiny buildings or brand new equipment. That's all important. It's the quality of the people. And as Dr. Eshelman said, there is no substitute for having great people within an organization. Great faculty, great students, great staff, great alumni, committed donors, great university leadership, a board of trustees that gets it, understands what it means to be a great university and what it takes. What it takes. Because it just doesn't happen. So I just want to thank all of you for being here, to sharing this most important day. And I just want, for those who perhaps don't believe in these rankings, I will just tell you one story. You know, I have over the last 6 years been privileged, you know, to get up in front of many audiences, and I indicated to them that, you know, we're so proud. We're the #2 school of pharmacy in the country. And the very first question that I get is, well, who's #1? Oh, I'm glad that rankings don't matter. But for us, for me personally, this is more about the validation of hard work and commitment to excellence that I have had the privilege of being around over the last 13 years. You know, when Maureen and I came here 13 years ago, what we wanted to do was to become part of something special, to contribute in our own ways of building something truly unique and differentiating, something that we as individuals, but perhaps the faculty, staff, students, and the people of North Carolina would be proud of. I think today represents that validation very nicely. So again, thank you very much for being here, and I would just like to now introduce Dr. Fred Eshelman.
Thank you. What a great pleasure to be here today on this occasion. I must tell you that my recollection of what went on in that trailer is a little bit different than that cited by Dean Bluen. My recollection is it was a pretty short and tight interchange, and it went something like this. Dean, #1, get her done. I think that was about the end. In all seriousness, and picking up on comments already made, while this is wonderful, we should enjoy it. We should be very proud of what you guys have done. What happens from here on, and I'm not just talking about maintenance, I'm talking about the next level, is dependent on the students and the faculty. And with leadership on this stage and otherwise, you are the guys that accomplished this. We didn't do this. I certainly didn't do it. You guys did it. And so you should be proud of yourselves. You should be stimulated to go further. And I'm always reminded of the old expression, which I find to be true every single day: you hit what you aim at. You aim at nothing, that's what you hit every time. So Godspeed to you. Thank you all very much. I think I'm done. The dean said we both had 10 minutes, but I got 2 and he got 18, so I'm good. Thank you very much.
You can see why it's so much fun to be around these two. David, Ruth, and I get to have lunch with them, and it is a blast. And thank you for so many people. People put together these beautiful celebratory opportunities for us, and so I want to thank the event staff for doing all that too, and the people in the School of Pharmacy that helped us put this together. Thank you. I'm pretty sure we're going to be celebrating again pretty soon. There are going to be other things that are going to happen here, but it is wonderful to be here. And again, I just want to ask all of you to join me one more time to, we're thanking all of you who make this possible, students, faculty, and staff, but I also want to have you join me in thanking two visionary leaders that have really helped spur that aspiration and that march to excellence. So please join me in thanking Bob and Fred. Thank you. I have to say it. Go Heels.